Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. On this channel we learn HTML, CSS and JAVASCRIPT by building projects. And the project we are starting with is the portfolio website. We are going to build this portfolio right from scratch up to the day we put it online. In today's video, we are going to tackle the first part of building a website, and that is HTML. Before we start coding, please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share with your friends, and put questions in the comment section in case of anything you want me to explain more. What is HTML? HTML simply stands for Hypertext Markup Language. This is the language that is widely used to build up website pages. Many people confuse HTML and call it a programming language, but it is not. HTML is not a programming language. It is just a language that gives us building blocks that help us to create website pages. Okay, so we are going to split HTML into two equal parts, and one is hypertext. A hypertext is a text that contains a link to other sections of a web page or other pages on the website. The second part of HTML is markup. What does this mean? Markup is a language that is designed for defining and presenting text. For example, HTML. HTML is a language designed for defining and presenting text on a website page. What do we need to do in order to come up with a website page? The first thing you need to do is to declare a document type, and we normally call it a doc type. What is a doc type? The doc type is an element in HTML that tells a browser the kind of document to expect. And then after declaring the doc type, we need to go ahead and put HTML opening and closing tags in our web document. This HTML opening and closing tag defines the root of the HTML document that we are creating. In other words, every element that we want to put on this page must be enclosed inside these two tags. Then after putting the HTML opening and closing tags, we need to put the head tags. This is the first section of code that gives the browser information about the particular website page that you have created. For example, it tells the browser the title of the page, the icon of the page, and this is where we also link to external resources that are connected to this particular website page, like CSS and some scripts of loading icons and CDNs. You may not understand the meaning of CSS, scripts and CDNs in this video, but we shall look at everything as we continue on our journey to become seasoned website developers. After putting these head tags, we go ahead and put the body tags. So the body HTML tag defines the main part of the HTML document. This is where all the content that should be visible to a website visitor is supposed to be put. These are the things that must be included on each and every HTML document. Number one, the doc type. Number two, the HTML opening and closing tags. Number three, the head tags. Number four, the body tags. In today's video, we are building the very first part that must be put on each and every website that you create, and that is the navigation menu. If you don't know the parts and the pages that are commonly put on each and every website, please visit my previous video. You will get to know that stuff. For today, we are building a navigation menu. And what do we need to come up with a navigation menu? First thing, we use an HTML5 tag that is called the nav. And this is a section on an HTML document where we put all our navigation links. These links may be linking to external pages, external resources, or even some sections on the same website page. What are the main properties of a navigation menu? It must have a logo, and in today we are going to use the name of the website as our logo. In that case, we are going to use an HTML5 tag called the H1. The H1 is the very first level of headings used on an HTML document. These headings range from H1 up to H6, and this means that H1 is the biggest and H6 is the smallest level of headings that are used in HTML. And then the second part of a navigation menu is the navigation link. So in order to come up with the navigation links, we need to use an HTML5 tag that we call the UL. This HTML tag defines the unordered lists, or what we normally look at as the bulleted lists. But this is not enough to come up with a bulleted list. We need to wrap some other HTML tag inside of this tag in order for us to come up with a bulleted list, and that tag is the LI tag. The LI tag represents an item in the list. This tag must be wrapped inside the UL tag in order for us to come up with a bulleted list of navigation links. Okay, so remember, we are calling them links. That means they need to somehow link to either some sections of our page or some other pages that are included on our entire website. And in order for us to link to those pages or texts or sections, we need to use a tag called the anchor tag. So the anchor tag is always followed by an href attribute, and this is the tag that will help us to create what we call hyperlinks on a web page. This is the HTML code that we need to write in order to come up with our navigation menu for today. And with that said, let us go ahead and set up our development environment and start to write some code. What do we need for our development environment for this video? We need two things. One, we need a web browser, and two, we need a text editor. Although there are so many web browsers, I recommend that you use Google Chrome. So go ahead to your default website browser. After opening your default website browser, search for Google Chrome, download. In my case, it is the first link. Click on it and go ahead and click on this blue thing in the middle of the web page to download and then install this web browser. After installing our web browser, we need a text editor that will help us in writing down our code. There are so many text editors, but I prefer and I recommend that you use Visual Studio Code as your text editor. This is the text editor that I'm going to be using, so it is better that you use it as well. So search for Visual Studio Code Press enter. Again, for me it is the first link. Click to open it, and this is how it looks like as of today. So download for Windows, and depending on your operating system, you will have the required download for your operating system. So I am using Windows. Go ahead and click on this download button and then install it on your machine. After installing it, go ahead and open it. Now when you open Visual Studio Code, this is the welcome window of Visual Studio Code. The only thing that will be missing on your site is the recent section of Visual Studio Code, because you don't have any recent projects, so you will not have it. This is where we are going to write our code. I am ready to write code. Are you ready? If you are ready, let us start writing some code. The first thing you need to do is create a folder. I have created one on my desktop, and I have named it the name of the website that I am going to create. That is what you should do also. And click on File, Open Folder, and on the desktop, select the folder you want open and click Select Folder, and this will open that folder for you in Visual Studio Code. Let us write our very first HTML document. If this window is not open just like the way it is open on my desktop, you can click this little icon that says Explorer, or use a shortcut which is Ctrl plus Shift plus E. Open this Explorer window, and in the Explorer window, click on this first icon that says New File, and the file, we are going to name it index.html. The reason we are putting the extension .html is because we need to identify the type of document that we are writing. What did we talk about as the first thing you need to do in order to write an HTML document? We said you need to declare the document type. When you install Visual Studio Code, it comes along with Emmet, and it gives you sort of a code to start with in an HTML document. In order to get that, you write Shift1, get an exclamation mark, and as you can see, it is showing me Emmet abbreviation, and when I press tab, I get an HTML code to start with as I write my HTML document. So let us go over it and see what it is. So remember, we said for an HTML document you need to declare its document type, and we said you declare it by writing this doc type declaration at the very top of this file. After declaring the document type, you go ahead and put HTML opening and closing tags, and this is where we are going to wrap all our HTML elements. And inside the HTML tags, we said you put two sections, the head and the body section. And we said the head section contains information about this web page, like the title, like links to external files that we are going to use on this website page. So let us go ahead and write our title. The title is going to be anything that you want your website to be, and in my case, I'm going to use my nickname, Kajumatic. That is all we need to write for today in the head section, and then let's go to the body section. Remember, we said this is part on HTML document that contains the main content of the entire web page that we are creating. So we are writing a navigation menu, and we said we need to use the nav tag. Go ahead and put it in the body section, nav, and you can see when you write the word nav, because we have the other Emmet abbreviation, we just press tab and it auto-completes the opening and closing tag of our HTML tag. And inside of the nav, we said we need two things. We need the logo and the links that we are going to use as navigation. And when you visit most of the websites online, if not all, the logo always takes you back to the main, or what we call the home page of the website. And the reason it does that is because it is always wrapped inside an anchor tag. And we said an anchor tag is that tag that helps us to create the hyperlinks on a web page. How do we write an anchor tag? You write A and tag to come up with an anchor tag. And we said for our logo today, we are going to use an H1 element, which is a heading and the name. And you are free to use any name that you want. This is my name, and this is the name I'm going to call my website that I am building. That is why I have put it there. So right below this anchor tag, we are going to write our links. And we said we need to use the UL. So you write UL, press tab or enter, and inside the UL, we put an li tag. And inside the li tag, we put an anchor tag because we are creating links, the link sections on our web page or external pages on our website. And the first section is going to be, or the first link is going to link us to the home page. So write the home. Below the first li tag, you put another li tag and an anchor tag inside it. And then we have services that we offer. Remember, I said we are building a portfolio, and you can highlight and copy using Ctrl+C and paste below. We say portfolio. Oh, I don't know if this is the right spelling of the word portfolio. And then also we can use Shift, Alt and the down arrow to copy to the next line, and then say about me, because I am building my portfolio. And then I need to be contacted, so people have to contact me. And then outside of this list, we need to put button, or we normally call it a call to action, and we are going to wrap it in an anchor tag, and I'm going to call it work with me. Save our code, and this is all the HTML that we need to write for today. So let us look at this in our browser. Go to where you put the folder, open it, and double click on the index.html file. This is how our very first web page looks like. Very ugly, that is understandable. That is how it is supposed to look like on your side as well. This is all we need to do for today. We have written our very first HTML code. Give yourself a thumbs up. Congratulations, you have started coding. In the next video, we are going to make this beautiful. We are going to add CSS. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and give my video a thumbs up if you like it. Share with your friends and put any questions that you have in the comment section. I will take time to answer the questions, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.